beautiful black women, let's get into it. So this Dusty had the audacity to try to clown black women on Twitter, and here is what he said. Let me read it to you. He said, "Hey black queens, these white ladies are catching up to y'all body wise. So y'all better humble yourselves because they don't talk back." And let me just say this, he got absolutely cooked. I mean, he got flamed in the comments. He got absolutely flamed. But before I get into the flaming, because his preferences were actually the ones flaming him, also, I mean, there were a lot of black people who also flamed him too. So don't let me even try to say that it was just them. But the preferences were also flaming you. Because I think you thought that you were going to be able to gain white favor by doing that, by demoralizing black women, which you guys have been doing for so long. And that has actually worked previously. It's just not working anymore because black women just aren't interested anymore. So you were valuable and exciting when it looked like there was competition. When there's no longer any competition, people stop liking you when they don't think that they have to compete for you. But anyway, what I think is actually really happening right now is this black women's liberation movement that's happening. There's so many different factions of black female population now. You've got divestors, you've got swirlers, you've got even the other ones who aren't even swirlers and not divestors are saying, I'm done with your bullshit. Okay? So I think what's happening right now is that a lot of black men, instead of recognizing that this is actually a problem and it is going to get worse for you, what they're doing instead is trying to scare those black women that they think are leaving the community, scare them by saying sooner or later you won't even get picked at all. Not recognizing that if you look at the numbers, a lot of times black women have the worst data. So at the end of the day, you weren't picking us already as it is. So why would you think that black women are going to get scared now to not get picked when they weren't getting picked before? Not saying that black women don't get picked by black men, because a lot of black women are married to black men, and a lot of black men have great relationships and they last for a long periods of time. But if you look at the data, a lot of black women are less likely to get married than their counterparts. They're more likely to get married later on in life. They're more likely to be single mothers. So I don't know what you thought that you were doing by sitting there trying to scare black women. So you decided you were going to go there and try to denigrate black women, and you thought that your preferences are going to be like, that's right, brother. That's right. Oh my God. Yeah. Like, I totally agree with you. Listen to the kind of stuff that these women are saying to them. Said, who don't talk back? Only thing that needs to be humbled is you and your subhuman train of thought. We don't want you either, silly bitch. That's what one white woman said to him. Now, if you thought we were going to defend you against the preferences when you were talking negatively about us, you thought incorrectly, bruh. Okay, so then another one said, this black woman said to him, please be the first in line to get you one. She said, please be the first in line to get you one. And the white woman says, we don't want him either. Oops, ow, ooh, ow. Ow, that one must have hurt. You know he's getting flamed, y'all. Then he said to the one, here's another one. If I'm dating a man and he says anything about black women negatively, I'm out. That's a deal breaker for me. Then another one underneath her comment said, yes, I love black people, not just black men. Pipe down with this bullshit. Okay, those are your preferences, boo-poo. Okay, so why you thought that you were going to sit there and get all these preferences, the Beckys and the Linglings and whatever else to support you, you got your feelings crossed. Here's some more, just in case, because I'm hoping that any Dusty that wants to try this in the future understands this is not in your best interest. Here's another one. Enjoy your closet racist girlfriend, because I promise that's the only white woman you'll pull when they see how you treat black women. Talking down on my friends, expecting me to date you? Comedy. Bruh, like what exactly did you think was going to transpire here, huh? Do you think they're all going to join forces with you when you're actually self-hating? And that's one thing I like to say to black women too. Do not think you're going to get a whole bunch of brads because you're sitting there talking down to a whole bunch of Dusties. I mean, you can talk down about Dusties. I don't think they'll care. But if you collectively sit there and talk about black men and you think that that's what you need to use in order to get a brad, you are sadly mistaken. I'm telling you this as somebody who works and lives in the suburbs, okay? I'm telling you right now, if you think you're going to get a brad because you're sitting there talking down on all these black men all the time and talking down on the black race, they don't want someone that's self-hating. They want someone that actually loves the skin that they're in. And they view that as you being self-hating, even if you're not being. So just be careful with using that as a way to try to gain favor with whatever your preference is. It doesn't work. It actually ends up backfiring and people start to become disgusted by your conduct. Here's another one. It says, what you're not going to do is use me and mine to put down black women. Just say you want to be with a woman you can walk all over and go. Then another one says, now we talk back too, and we don't fuck men who put down black women. Look, see, there's this harsh reality that's happening right now that I think a lot of these Dusties need to get on board with and recognize, is that you cannot just sit there and think that you're going to continue to denigrate, dehumanize, disrespect, malign, abuse, clown and all this stuff. You can't expect that you're going to continue to be able to do that and you're going to gain favor from a whole host of populations of people. It just doesn't work. And at the end of the day, it just makes them not like you. And then another thing too, I mean, obviously I'm going to say this, there were black men who were definitely defending black women in those comments. And a lot of them were. And I'm not going to pretend like they weren't defending black women, which I'm telling you guys, that's why it's so important to be empowered and to feel liberated. Because when you do that, you scare people. And that fear makes people start to say, I need to do course correction. And when they start to feel like they do course correction, they start to do better. And if they think that they're going to be able to lose the foundation, which is black women, the anchor of the black community, that is very scary. And I have other videos that I'm going to sit there and talk about what I think is happening with all these different movements and how I think the interpretation from a lot of these black men is about these movements and what's actually changing. So I don't plan to get into that right now. But what I recognize is that, listen here, bruh, I need to tell you this. You black men that think you can go out there and continuously do this to black women and think that you're going to gain your preferences, they're telling you they don't want you. They're telling you they won't date you. And that if you continue with this conduct, they will never, ever date you. So be very careful how you talk about us in public, especially if the purpose of it is to go ahead and get those preferences, because those preferences will easily walk on you. So don't put our names in your mouth ever again, because that will be your downfall. Beautiful black women, stay safe, blessed, and empowered. Join us again next time.
Yeah, no, no, no.